Hey guys, 42 here, and today I'll be talking about OkCupid, but not like giving a general overview because there's a lot to say about their matching algorithm and about their questions and the way they roll out new ones and then their trends. Like I'm a big fan. I must say, like out of all the dating sites out there, OkCupid has been my favorite one for a long time. Now, today I'm going to talk about the latest decision they've made to switch the way that their messaging and liking system works. For those unfamiliar, OkCupid is an online dating platform where pretty much all of the features are accessible to everybody, and they've tried different monetization options throughout the years. But basically, you get a level of subscription. They call it A-list, and that gives you some features like extra filtering, and you can send out more messages, and I'm sure they're going to come up with new things because, let's face it, they need to reinvent themselves a little bit. Prior to a couple of weeks ago, the way that OkCupid worked is that they had a liking system. It used to be a favoriting system, then they converted something else, then they could convert it into likes to be in line with sort of like what the rest of the internet is doing. So you had now two modes to let somebody know that you were somewhat interested in them. You could like them, or you could send them a message. Now liking, they coupled with Tinder like swiping on the application, and on the desktop version they called it double take. It was actually really funny because every other woman's profile said like, hey, if you like me, send me a message because I can't see likes because I don't have A-list. It was like verbatim, they just copied from each other. But I guess they didn't realize is that when you do just about anything on the site, when you look at guys' profiles, people who have liked you get shown up first now. But you could still always send messages to just about anyone, which had two interesting consequences. Number one is that for your first week, while the website is trying to get you to be hooked in and like it very much, very popular women would get hundreds of messages from strangers and would literally get overwhelmed and leave the site. For guys, that meant that once a year or so, they would get a message from a single mom from Kentucky saying, hey, you seem really cute, and paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. Now, to combat the first use case where women would get too many messages, they decided to hide them. Women would put these sort of things like, hey, every guy who messages me needs to have at least a 90% compatibility, or you have to at least write me 300 words, or if I read your message and I don't chuckle, that I'm not going to reply, all sorts of things like that. So now they decided to combat this problem by saying, if you haven't liked the person first, and they send you a message, you won't see it. If you, by some other means, decide to check out their profile, you will see the message that I've sent you, but not before that. Now, this has two consequences. The first is that popular women now don't have to look at a bunch of random messages. But two is that an average-looking guy like myself has no chance to send a message or anything else like that to a woman who is not out there swiping like crazy left and right past all the other bozos to try to get to me. And this makes me upset because there's definitely a category of people who don't sit around swiping left and right for days and days and days like I do, and there are thousands and thousands of users out there, which frankly lowers my chances of finding somebody out here. And you know what, with my face, Tinder, Bumble, Coffee Meets Bagel, all those apps where you just see a photo and you have to take proactive action to try to get to a person, they don't work for people like me. OkCupid was the only website they did, and now they killed it.